I'm going to talk today about breastfeeding. Men, please don't run away. I'm not going to embarrass you with details, tips and techniques of breastfeeding. We'll talk social context. We'll see what are social implications of declining breastfeeding and what we all can do to improve the situation. So to start with, breastfeeding is normal and natural way of giving everything what's needed for your baby. Women were breastfeeding for centuries. Now, when we are civilized and developed, it's not longer a reality. Now I'm talking this in front of the MOOC audience. And here at MOOC, we all are very, very different. Men and women, young and not so young, black and white. And some of us might think that this topic, breastfeeding, is irrelevant for them. But each and every one of us can think at least of one little baby in the most intimate social networks we have. Do you know how it is fed? Is it breastfed or is getting formula milk? Let me guess. Most probably, of each 4 of you, 3 will say that it is formula bottle fed. Global Health Organization has provided a forecast. And now please listen very, very carefully. So this forecast says that if every single baby would be breastfed during the first hour after his birth, and he would be exclusively breastfed during his first 6 months, and he will be occasionally breastfed until he is 2 years old, we could save 220,000 child lives every year. Think of this. Essentially, this means that every year we are sentenced to death almost 250,000 of children because we don't breastfeed. Is it because women cannot breastfeed physiologically? No, it isn't. Virtually all women can breastfeed, given that they have appropriate information, appropriate social support and appropriate health care. And I'm not going to blame our young parents and young mothers. They are forced to quit breastfeeding. They are put in a conditions where they just have no other choice other than a formula bottle. What is really bad is our state healthcare systems and our social attitude towards breastfeeding. State healthcare systems usually are very aggressive towards mothers and little kids. Examples are numerous. It's very, very short paid maternity, which forces mother to come back to work early and to stop breastfeeding early. It's the policy and politics in hospitals when the babies are kept away from mothers and the nurse is feeding the baby with formula bottle, which have huge negative effect on later breastfeeding process. However, we can't change a lot the state healthcare systems, but there is another side of this medal, which is essentially the social attitude towards breastfeeding. And here is really much room for every single of us. We can be indifferent towards breastfeeding. We can, cover our indifference with the guise of democracy. We might say that, okay, it's mother's personal choice to breastfeed and not breastfeed. And by saying that, we just stay aside and leave her alone with her problems, with her lack of information, with her anxieties, with everything that he has. We could do a little step. Every single one of us can do a little step towards changing this social attitude for breastfeeding. You know, remember this little baby in your most intimate social network. Maybe there is now time when you can step in and do something. If this baby is still breastfed, maybe you can help a mother to find some extra information about breastfeeding. Maybe you can find a lactation consultant close to her. Maybe you can just show your, support, recognition of what she is doing, show how you care about her and her breastfeeding. This is a very, very little step. But if every one of us will take this one little step, they will integrate into a huge social change. We'll get much more mothers breastfeeding their babies, and immediate consequences of that will be reduced in child mortality and increase in social health. And actually, this means that we making this huge change in our society, and healthy lives, happy families and hopeful future will become not a dream, but will become a reality in every single home. Thank you.